Hello and welcome back to another Dirtbaggery book review. My name is Bruce, and tonight I am talking about the Audible original Ghost of Zenith by Larry Correia. Now, this is book 2 in the novella trilogy in the Lost Planet Homicide IP universe, whatever you want to call it. If you like sci-fi, if you like noir, this book, these stories, have got something for you. Whether you're a fan of just one or just the other, I guarantee you're gonna like it.
Makes a man feel good.
Of course it does. Why shouldn't it? You figure you put that little box under your pillow at night, the guarantee fairy might come by and leave a quarter. Am I right, Ted?
What's your point?
But before we get into the video, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, as that makes me very happy and giddy in my giblets. Well, without further ado, I think we should probably get into the breakdown. The tale unfolds on Croatoan, a remote, desolate planet 1,000 light years from Earth. It's a harsh, barely habitable rock where humanity clings to survival, shaped by the century-old arrival of a colony ship that's now a revered monument. The setting is a sci-fi dystopia with a frontier feel. Think dusty streets, oppressive corporate influence, and a population split between desperate settlers, ruthless criminals, and jaded authorities. The technology is advanced but worn, and the environment feels unforgiving, amplifying the story's tension. The narrative follows DCI Lieutenant Cade, a principal detective in a corrupt police force. When a terrorist group seizes hostages inside the sacred remains of the colony ship, a site tied to Croatoan's origin story, a violent incident sets off a chain of events. Cade's investigation starts as a straightforward hostage crisis, but quickly deepens into something more complex. Hints emerge of a hidden cargo from the ship's past and a mysterious figure pulling strings with lethal force. As Cade digs, he faces resistance from both criminals and the system he serves, racing to unravel the truth before more lives are lost. The story explores themes of justice, corruption, and the tension between past and present. It delves into the struggle of an honest individual navigating a morally compromised society, where greed and power often overshadow truth. There's also a thread of legacy, how history shapes the world and the secrets it buries, and the lengths people will go to protect or uncover those truths. It's gritty and grounded, with a noir sensibility that emphasizes personal resolve against systemic decay. It's a tight, fast-moving story that mixes detective work with sci-fi intrigue, keeping the focus on Cade's determination and the shadowy stakes at play. Alright, first and foremost, I did not talk about the narrator in the last video, and Oliver Wyman. The guy is great. He did the last book. He's done all the Lost Planet Homicide. Lost Planet Homicide books. He has, to my knowledge, done all the Monster Hunter books. At least the ones I've listened to. Monster Hunter International, Monster Hunter Vendetta, and I listened to the sample, but it's him. Monster Hunter Vendetta. Alpha. The guy, he is, in my opinion, he's a great narrator, but his voice is really good for like a gritty, grizzled, he has like a kind of a gravelly characteristic to his voice. His voice just lends itself well. It's very manly.
What in the fuck is almond milk?
As I kind of mentioned in the last video, each one of these novellas kind of unravels and shows us more of the lore by having DCI Lieutenant Cade get himself into a wee bit of tight spots and learn things that he's not supposed to learn. So he uncovers all of these things that are threats to him only because the powers that be don't want them to come to light. And he seems to have a knack for getting into these situations, which is great. It's fun. That's the kind of story. I mean, that's what drives the story, right? That's what we came for. We want to see the honest cop find the truth that nobody wants, or at least the powers that be don't want to be uncovered. And maybe even he finds some things that even they don't know about. Regardless of all that, I love how he's using these short forms of fiction, these novellas, to slowly and incrementally, almost in like an not almost, it's a straight up episodic kind of format, to like reveal this information about the world and the situation that these people on Croatoan are trapped in, and kind of very kind of exposing what that situation is, and then as it goes, why they're in that situation, which brings us to a whole nother point that he kind of discovers that maybe, and I'm not going to go too in depth on this, but just maybe the reason that they went off course and crash landed on this crap planet is a little bit more nefarious than it was just an accident. Okay? There's also a piece of this that I really liked. It's kind of a little bit of a reveal with the culture of Zenith. Like it's the hard peak, right? It's the grimy ghetto. It's where everyone who lives there is tough and is just used to life kicking them in the teeth. Maybe everyone's a little bit out for themselves. Maybe nobody really cares about doing the right thing. Graffiti, vandalism, who cares, right? But there is this park that's basically put in this old structure, like it was built up in this old structure of the original colony ship, and people like go there and they propose, like their kids there. So it's kind of this like communal, safe base, right? It's almost said Venezuela.
You right to jail.
Switzerland, right? It's a neutral area. Everybody respects it. It's like, yeah, Zenith sucks, but that's their spot. So when terrorists come in and kill a bunch of people and take it over and hold hostages, everybody is pissed. And they come together, all the cops, everyone's like, I want to get on the strike team to get in there and save these hostages and take these D-bag terrorists out. Yeah, it's basically, you get this idea there's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of things people can get away with in Zenith. But there are some things you just don't mess with.
Got some for your ass! You mess with Spidey, you mess with New York! You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us!
This opening scene kind of unfolds a lot of the events. And a lot of the events are connected back to this scene. Obviously, it's the starting point, kicks everything off. One, Lieutenant Cade finds something a little interesting, to say the least. We'll say that it's Earth related. The thing he finds down in this kind of a secret compartment that they almost didn't catch is Earth related. Won't go beyond that. I'll say this about the bad guy. I think the coolest part about him, because he seems to be one step ahead of everybody, and he has influence everywhere. This is how it feels and how it seems, and it's how it is. But he shows us, like Larry shows us through his wonderful prose, how impressive and how clever and cunning Cade is. And I'll leave it at that. Great book, great action, great expansion of the lore, tickles your detective fancy, tickles your sci-fi fancy, your cyberpunk fancy. The ending, just like the last book, leaves us with more information about this world, about their situation, than we knew at the beginning of the book, and leaves us in a situation where we want to learn more and dive into the next book. It is it's a TV show, dude. It's set up so well for me to like want to watch the next thing, listen to the next thing. Like I said, if you're into sci-fi, if you're into noir, if you're just into good stories, check it out, dude. It's on Amazon. If you have an Amazon, an Audible subscription, it's free. You don't have to use your credit, and you don't have to pay money for it. It's just included with your membership. So go listen to it. There's no reason not to. Right? It's like a 2-hour listen. Go check it out. But that's all I have for tonight. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.